You're right there, going to do this one for you, Jay. Why the qualifications matter, why does experience matter? You know, they're not cheap for a tree surgeon to get fully qualified or get all of the certificates that they need to be considered competently trained. It's expensive. There's nothing stopping you from being unqualified and just going out and cutting trees. You know, why waste all your money getting qualified? I totally understand that question. I used to have that question myself. You know, I used to be the one going, well, I'm pretty mustard, I'm good at the job, very good. Why should I bother getting qualifications? They ain't going to do anything for me. And that's true, technically they don't, but no, technically I'm chatting because they do. This is why. I'll concise it down to this point, which was made to me by one of the power line guys. If we're felling the tree and something goes wrong and we take out a power line, that power line's feed into a house that has someone on life support, that life support turns off, that person's life's in jeopardy, they could die. We're liable for that. Now, if we're not qualified for that task that we was doing, you're going to prison straight away. It's complete negligence. You've put someone's life at risk, and you're not even competent. Your insurance isn't going to pay out. No way. They're gonna fight you tooth and nail. You wasn't competent. You shouldn't be doing it. That would be what they say. Their solicitors will tear you apart. So the number one reason why all tree surgeons should get qualified is liability, self-protection. It protects you from your actions. If you're qualified and you're insured, you have public liability insurance, then if you have a genuine accident, they have to pay out. So it covers you financially, and it could keep you out of prison, because obviously if it was a genuine accident, you know, you could still go to prison for it, but if you have no qualifications, you're definitely going to prison for it. That's one of the major differences between being qualified and non-qualified. You know, qualified guys make mistakes, they cock it up too, and they suffer the consequences. You know, I've got friends that have had this happen, and I know the process, and I know what the fines are that were involved. You know, brilliant companies that it's just misfortunate. I don't even want to go into that because I'm not going to go into that. But the point I'm making is it's so important to be qualified, because it's like a shield for you. It protects you. It's like a litigacious shield, if you like. I mean, I don't know. It's another layer that protects you from liability if something goes wrong. Now, if nothing ever goes wrong, then yeah, you're lucky. Nothing goes wrong. You're not going to get in trouble because nothing went wrong. But in this industry, something can go wrong, and if something does go wrong, it's normally big time. You know, people get severely injured or they die, or expensive things get broken. You know, like I just pointed out, it's the things you don't think about. It's the accidents that could happen. You know, if say you're felling a tree and it's within striking distance of a railway line, and you delay the trains, you're going to lose your company. You're in a world of problems you just don't want. And if you're not qualified, that's going to magnify what's happened. So qualifications, in a nutshell, are there to help reduce your liability when you do, or if you do have an accident. Sorry. Experience is so important, because experience is what teaches you not to have an accident. You know, because you know you experience. So inexperience is worse than being non-qualified, of course. I'm not trying to dig out anyone that's not qualified. I used to not be qualified myself, but once I learned the risks, and then I wanted to run a professional tree company, I realised that I have to be qualified to be able to provide the service that I'm promoting, and that's just the way it is. It's not the way I make it. I don't always agree with everything that we have to adhere to, but I do know that I work for solicitors, I speak with them, and I learn. I know the law to a degree, and I know just how badly it can hit you when it goes wrong. And it's all well and good until it goes wrong, and when it does, that's when you ain't smiling thinking you're smart because you're not qualified. That's when you really start sweating, because when the shit hits the fan, you're getting covered. And you know, when the shit hits the fan and you're qualified, you know, you're getting a little bit less covered. So it's not 100% guaranteed protection. It's just going to minimise your exposure to the liability should something go wrong. Now, I hope that really clears it up. You know, I always want to make videos that are positive, but they teach people, and they help young tree surgeons, they help customers understand the difference, because let's be honest, unless you're a tree surgeon, understanding the qualifications is a bit tricky. You know, they make it trickier by changing things too frequently. Updates, refreshers, and changing the names. It's tricky. So I'm trying to do the videos that make it simple. And hopefully this shows you why it's simple and it gives you an idea. Please add if you think of anything that you can add to this, I'd love to add it. You know, I'd love for all of us to make good videos that are informative, so young guys that are getting into the industry, they don't have to go through all the grief that we had to finding this stuff out ourselves. You know, it took me years to find this out, and now I'm doing this for you. All of that knowledge that I've condensed into me, I'm trying to share. Hopefully it's been handy. I'm about to hit traffic, so I am fucking off. I'm off, bye.